Hello, my bunny ears. How is everybody feeling? Welcome back to my Absolutely Fried podcast. My name is Jezebel. I am your host. If you're watching on YouTube, hello. Please don't forget to subscribe. If you're more of a listener than a viewer, just know that this podcast is available to you on every streaming platform. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Samsung, Amazon, you name it, it's there. Just search Absolutely Fried and it'll pop up. Or you can also check the description for the links to it. How is everybody feeling? I hope the answer is good. Because a bitch has not been. Me, I have not been feeling great. My life has been rough. Literally so rough. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Shit has just been one thing after the other. It's been very difficult. Just a bunch of private stuff going on, but I'm getting through. You know, my mom came to visit me last week, which was fucking insane. So apologies for having to skip a podcast episode. She showed up out of nowhere for just a few days. So it was super awesome. I just kind of spent time with her. I canceled everything that I had going on and just focused on being with her. Since it was only a couple of days, she's supposed to be coming back out and hopefully we can get her in on a podcast episode, because at first when she came out here, I was like, oh my God, you could be in a podcast episode with me. But we had no fucking time at all, because it was also her first fucking time ever being in California, period. So too much to show her in such a short time span, but hopefully we can get her back here very soon and actually have her be on the podcast. That would be so fucking awesome. But outside of that, guys, do you know what this weekend is? Of course you do. It's 420. What the fuck? This weekend is 420. Holy shit. Not only is it 420, but it's fucking Easter. Now, I don't know about you, but I fucking love Easter. Why? It just has a good feeling to it. It's just a good vibe. I really don't know. It's just a time to eat a shit ton of candy. That's really all it is. There's no special thing that I really celebrate on Easter. My family, the way that they taught me about Easter was just that we would wake up, we'd go to Easter egg hunts, we'd eat a shit ton of food and a shit ton of candy, and we'd just spend time with each other. So that's what I plan to do. I plan to eat a shit ton of food, smoke a fuck ton of weed, get high off my fucking balls. Literally. Are you shitting me? Because I would have done that on Easter, period. But the fact that it's 420, oh, this is going to be a grand old time. I'm about to have a great fucking weekend. Dude, it does not matter that my life has been in shambles the past few weeks. That doesn't matter because it's 420 this weekend. This weekend is going to feel like my life has been nothing but bliss. This weekend, I'm closing my eyes and I'm just focusing on the fact that I will be fried. That's it. That's going to be my weekend. Shout out to, oh wow, how would I even say that? LVS Levels Tricks. Thanks for gifting a sub. Guys, yeah, no, I'm not super religious either. I was raised Catholic, but I'm really not super religious. My parents were very lax with, they kind of just like taught me about religion, and they were like, where you choose to go from there is what you choose to do, which was really nice. I enjoy the fact that they gave me a healthy relationship with it. But yeah, no, kind of same thing with Christmas. I don't really think of Christmas in any kind of way as Christian, but you know, a lot of people do, even though I'm pretty sure there's like this whole thing where it was actually a pagan holiday. I don't know. That's not what today's about anyway, though. Let's move on. Today is very important. I'm ready to just dip right into what today is supposed to be about. Since it is a double whammy holiday this weekend, I thought, what better episode to deliver to you guys for 420 and also Easter than to give you something that you have been nonstop requesting. Why I haven't done it? It's because y'all got a lot to say. This episode is going to be, what would Jezebel do? I know, everyone calm down. I know. I haven't done one of these in a minute because after our first few episodes of doing this, I would throw up the whole link for people to submit, like, for what would Jezebel do, and that shit fucking floods. I'm talking about thousands of responses. A lot of y'all have a lot of problems. But to make some of you feel better, a lot of you will submit something thinking that you are alone in what it is that you're going through, and you don't even realize I got like 100 other fucking responses asking the same fucking shit. And specifically, the ones that I went through today, a lot of y'all were asking me about erectile dysfunction. So, not sure what's in the air. But there was a lot of erectile dysfunction submissions. No need to be ashamed, you know. Most of them were girlfriends reaching out to me to talk to me about their boyfriend's erectile dysfunction, which it is a submission where you can't ask me anything. So, you know, I can't even be upset at the fact that that's a lot of what I got. So, you know, I guess we'll get into that a little bit. I put together, dude, I screenshotted just a shit ton of them, and I'm just gonna randomly pick them, and we're gonna see where we end up. So let's just get fucking started. First of all, let's take a hit, because we're gonna need that shit before we get into today's episode. Ugh. Okay. Yes. All right. Let's get started with our first person. Let's see where we end up. Here we go. For the past 3 years, I've identified as a lesbian. Wait a minute. Pause before we actually get into this. I gotta make sure that I say this. What would Jezebel do? So boom, if you're new here, what would Jezebel do is kind of this little thing that I do every now and then. It's a segment where you guys submit to me anonymously questions and situations that you're going through, where you ask for my opinion. What would I do in your situation? I need to preface this. This is not me telling you what to do. I am not telling you that this is the correct answer. I am not telling you that I am right. I'm just telling you what I would do. And what you choose to do with that information, babe, that's on you, okay? I just need to make sure I say that, because I don't want somebody taking my advice and then it does not end up how they wanted it to, okay? This is just what Jezebel would do. And let me tell you, Jezebel's not always right. Let's get into it now. Back to the beginning. For the past 3 years, I've identified as a lesbian. But recently, I've been talking to this guy from work. I've stayed at his house and we hang out all the time. I think I do like him, but a part of me wonders if I have just been wrong about my sexuality this whole time, or if I just enjoy the attention. I honestly have no clue. Want me to be real with you, babe? Fuck him. Like, if the tension is there, you're literally sitting here and you're like, damn, like, I'd low-key, like, I think I'd do it. Like, I think I might just do it. Like, if he's down for it, you know, does he know you're a lesbian? Like, are the vibes, like, normal with him? Like, on his end, like, he's so comfortable with you because he just sees you as one of the boys or something? Like, what's going on? Does he know that you identify as a lesbian? Because if not, yo, he might be on the same type of timing. He might just be down. I mean, I don't know how old you are, but it's never too late to find out what you like, to be honest with you. I'll be real. I don't think... You know, I'm sure there are people out there that are 100% lesbian and 100% straight, but I feel like most people, it's fluid, honestly. I feel like it's a whole spectrum. I really do. But that's just personally how I feel. So, you know, for the past 3 years, you've identified as lesbian. Maybe you just found yourself more gravitated towards women. But here you go. You have a man that is of interest to you. Fuck him and find out. Because you're either going to fuck this guy and be like, hey, that was pretty awesome. Maybe I'm actually bisexual. Or you're going to fuck this guy and realize I was right all along. Either way, it sounds like a good outcome. It sounds like a good outcome to me, to be honest. I say just fuck him. That was easy. This one was easy. I hope they're all going to be this easy. What would you do if you have been with the same man for nearly 2 years? You're living together and he has 4 dogs that you grew strongly attached to. Babe, before I even get into the rest of this, dogs are not children, okay? And they're not even your dogs. They're his dogs. Dogs are not kids. Do not stay with somebody just because you are attached to their pets. Yeah, I get it. You know, you've been around this pet for a minute. It's a super cute, sweet dog. That is not a child. That is not your kid. I'll just be real with you. Okay, let me finish. And he has 4 dogs that you grew strongly attached to, but you aren't sure you can see yourself marrying him. Early on in the relationship, he cheated. lost me already. She clarified on what she means by cheating. She says he was messaging multiple women and he had plans to have sex with one of them. You forgave him, but you still think about it every day. Girl, I know I have no self-respect. I'm in therapy. Well, first of all, baby, book a flight now. First of all, let me say this. I don't think that you have no self-respect. I don't think that whatsoever. I think anyone who tells you that you have no self-respect because you stayed with somebody who cheated on you or some shit like that, I disagree with that completely. I say completely throw that out the window, ignore what it is that they said, because I don't think that you have no self-respect, and I don't think that anyone who says that, I don't think they understand what it's like to be in a situation like that. I don't think you lack self-respect. I think that you just have feelings for someone. And I don't know if you love him, but yeah, you didn't clarify whether or not you love him. But what I can say is love will make you do stupid shit. It'll make you do crazy shit. It'll make you do things that you never would have thought in a million years you would have done. You know how many people I know that have done anal? And they most definitely were never planning on doing that shit. Love will make you do crazy shit. It really will, okay? Think about that. If you're somebody that has done anal or has considered doing anal or you're currently considering it, think back to yourself 5 years ago. Did you plan on doing that? 5 years prior to you doing anal, was that in your cards? Did you foresee that in your future? You probably did not, honestly. Sorry about that. Oh shit, I lost it. No. Oh fuck, it's okay. I remember what she said. Look. I don't think that you lack self-respect. I think that you probably just love this guy, or at least in the beginning of the relationship, you loved him enough to see past that and try to see if you could still make it work. The next thing I'm gonna say, 2 years is not that long, babe. 2 years is not that fucking long. I'm so sorry, but 2 years is not that long. It seems like it. It seems like 2 years is a long time, but baby, that's nothing. That's really nothing. I swear to God, yesterday is literally like 2 years ago. The stuff that happened to me 2 years ago, it felt like it happened last week. 2 years is not that long. So you saying that like in the beginning of your relationship he did this, that means like in the beginning. Because to me, if somebody came to me and they were like, girl, my man cheated on me in the beginning of the relationship, I'd be thinking they're like talking about like 2 years into the relationship he cheated. You're talking about within like the first few months? Because if you've been together 2 years and you're referencing like the beginning of relationship, you must mean like the first few months. And if that's the case, he didn't want you to begin with. I'm so sorry to say it like that. But really? Why did he start dating you and then turn around and have plans to fuck another bitch? Fuck saying he had plans. He cheated. That's the same thing. That is the same thing. To have plans to fuck somebody, honestly, low-key having plans to fuck somebody is like worse than just fucking somebody. To be honest with you, because think about it, premeditated murder versus just murder. Like if somebody just made you mad in the street and you shot them, like, oh fuck, like you got mad, right? But premeditated, you sat down, you planned that, you thought this out and said, yep, like you weighed your options here. Like, is this smart? How will I get away with this? How will I hide this? Premeditated is fucked up. That's worse than him just going to the club, being drunk, finding somebody and fucking them. He planned that shit? No way. He considered your feelings and said, fuck you. So, yeah, right off the bat, fuck this guy. Next thing, you said you forgave him. You did not. You did not forgive him because you're still thinking about it. You brought it up in the submission. Like in the beginning of the submission, the question you asked, that was enough right there for me to just go ahead and give you an answer. You know what I mean? Like that was enough for me to work with. But then you tackled onto it. By the way, I just want you to know he cheated on me in the beginning. He had plans to fuck another bitch. Like, trust me, you have not forgave him. You have not. And that's okay. I wouldn't either. Fuck him. I'd have burned his shit. I'm not going to lie to you. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's illegal. But I would have. Okay? That's not past me. I would have done that. So I would have. No, I'm not going to say what else I would have done because I really don't want you to listen to me and turn around and do it. So look. You not forgiving him, I promise you, is perfectly fine. I wouldn't either. You know, there's time I went to therapy, and I remember I was in therapy. There was some shit that I didn't forgive people for, and I told my therapist, I was like, you know, I don't want to forgive them. And she was like, that's okay. She said it was okay. So now if I don't feel like forgiving somebody, I just don't. Like, they did something bad. I'm so past that whole shit where people are like, you have to forgive them and forget. Like, forgive them and move on. Fuck that shit. Fuck that. I mean, I'm not sitting here harboring it for them and thinking about them all the time. Like, ooh, I hate this person. But the thing is, they did something bad. Fuck you. I'll just never talk to you again. You know what I mean? Like, I'll just literally never think about you again. But I'm not going to give you the satisfaction, because forgiveness ain't going to help me. It's going to help you. You going to sit here and think you did wrong, and you could just walk away from the situation like, oh, she forgave me. So you know what? Like, it was fucked up. I was wrong for that, but she forgave me so I can move on. Fuck you. I hope you don't move on, bitch. I hope you don't. I'm going to move on. Anyway, Jez, you hold grudges. I do. You know what I do? I will take that. I do. There are some people I'm still on. Fuck Ann. Fuck that bitch. I hold that one. See, but not all of them. That's the thing. Not all of them. Just some of them. Okay? And that's what matters. That's what matters. Next thing. What did you say? Oh, yeah. Sorry, I had lost your submission, so I'm going based off of what I picture in my brain from what you said. The other thing you said is, what would I do because you're attached to him and you live with him and you don't see yourself marrying him. You say you're in therapy. Bring this up to your therapist. Bring it up to your therapist, to be honest with you. If I were in your shoes, I would just cut it now, to be honest with you. I'm not telling you to cut it. You know what I mean? I know it's easier said than done or whatever, but truthfully, I'd cut that shit. 2 years is not that long. You could be outside. Oh, I was about to say something so bad, so nasty. You could be outside. That's all I'm going to say. You could be outside and you could be finding somebody else. 2 years is not that long. I know you love his dogs, but baby, they're not kids. He has not impregnated you yet. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. You know what I mean? Where were you before this? 2 years isn't that long. You know, so like, where were you living before this? Were you living like with roommates on your own or like with family? Because if it was roommates or on your own, shit, you could get back on your feet then. You already know how to live like with roommates or on your own. So you know how to live without them. Go back to it. You could do it. Or did you move from your parents? If you moved from your parents, just ask them if you can move back in. There you go. Problem solved. Glad we got through that one. Okay, everybody. Somebody says spring break about to be a movie for you if you break up right now. That's all I'm saying. You could be outside. You'd be having fun. That's what you could be doing. All right, next one. Here we go. I once messed with a man and later found out he had a girlfriend already. I saw him in Walmart with her the other day, but didn't want to be messy. What would you have done if you saw him and his girlfriend in public? Okay. Now I'm going to say an answer, and not many people are going to like my answer. You know what? Maybe some will. I feel like this is a 50-50 split kind of situation. I would mind my fucking business. That's what I would do. I would mind my fucking business. I would just block the guy and never talk to him again. That would be the end of that. I know a lot of people are like, girl, you know, and they're like, you got to go tell her. Girl, a lot of the times that bitch will turn on you. Okay? And I can tell you that from experience. There has been 2 times, and that's all it took for me. I ain't doing it a third. 2 times I've had a guy try to approach me, flirt with me, or like a guy that I knew like tried hitting on me or something like that. And I said, no, this isn't even me messing with these guys. This is them approaching me and me declining them, right? I didn't even give it the time of day. I had no interest in them. I said no. Come to find out, they got girlfriends. So what do? I send them that message. Hey, girl. Coming to you as like girl to girl here, coming to you as a woman, you know. I sent that message, all hearts in the messages and shit, being all sweet and cute, like, girl, fuck that guy. Like, you could do so much better, like, you know? And to my surprise, I get the response of, fuck you, hoe, you dirty, dumb bitch, like some shit like that. Like, they come at me like I'm the one, and they talking about, he told me, actually, that you came on to him, and da-da-da-da. No. I promise you, I did not want that. I'm not going to say anything disrespectful. I promise you I did not want that. I had no interest in that. Never worked. So the 2 times that it's happened to me, the women turned against me, and one of them even threatened to fight me. And at that point, I was like, you know what? You do you. You do you. Because here's the thing. Most of the time, these women are going to turn against you because, referencing what I said earlier, love will make you do crazy shit. And a girl will go to another girl and say, your man is cheating on you. I slept with him or something like that. And the girl's going to go and ask her man. Her man's going to what? Deny it, obviously. He's going to deny it. And he's going to say, I don't even know that girl. Or worse, he makes up a story about you, about how you're some psycho girl, psycho ex, or some shit like that just like won't leave him alone. All of a sudden, she pulls up on you and wants to fight you now. No, thank you. No, thank you. Unfortunately, I would just mind my business in that situation. And I know that's fucked up because you probably are thinking to yourself, well, Jezebel, if you were in the other girl's shoes, wouldn't you want to know? I would. You are correct. If I was being cheated on, I, in fact, would want the girl to approach me because I am not crazy. And I, in fact, would believe a woman over a man any day. So if a woman came to me and said, yo, I fucked your man, girl, I believe you. You don't even got to show me the proof. I believe you. You know? But the thing is, not every woman is like that. Not every woman is like that, unfortunately. See, here we go. Someone said, I swear girls like that are dick whipped. And that's exactly what it is. Most of them out there are like that. So, unfortunately, if I fucked a guy, found out he had a girlfriend, and saw them walking around in public, no. I have the perfect example. Oh my God. Bitch, I was a waitress. I worked at a dive bar. Girl, I made good fucking money. If you're looking for a job to get, go work at a fucking grimy ass dive bar. Like ones that are open till like 3 a.m. You don't get home till like 6 a.m. It's a terrible fucking schedule. But bitch, I was making like a band a night on like some slow shit. Like I was making good money. So, you know, but that's besides the point. I worked at a bar, of course, right? I worked at a bar and this guy comes in. He was with his friends and stuff, and it was a normal waitressing. Like it was normal waitressing them, like, you know, like serving them or whatever. Obviously they were a little bit flirtatious, but it's a dive bar, a table full of guys, and me being the waitress, expected for them to like flirt a little bit. At the end of the night, I bring them their bill, and one of the guys is like, I ask him, the whole line that you ask every table, like, oh, like, before you guys head out, like, is there anything else that I can get you guys? Is there anything else you need? Something like that, like offer them like a drink to take or something like that. And he was like, no, I'm good. But there is one thing you could do for me. Corny ass fucking line. Corny, right? Man says to me, I'm like, oh, like, what is it? And he's like, could I get your number? I looked this man dead in his face and said, oh, no. Anything else? And he was like, no, I'm fine. I was like, okay, thanks. Night, guys. Walked away. Right? Left it just like that. Now, here's the thing. This was a Saturday night bumping, right? This was at like 2 a.m. this happened. I don't know if he thought that because I worked the night shift that I wouldn't be there the next morning. But guess what? A bitch worked Saturday and Sunday. I would work the closing shift on Saturday and the opening shift on Sunday. I was getting to the bag. Sunday mornings, best time to work. Sunday nights, dead. So I was there Sunday morning for the bag, okay? We get them people after church. People love to drink after church, baby. People come through for the bottomless mimosas and shit. Them churchgoers, especially in Atlanta, oh, forget about it. We were having fun, right? Morning was the time to be there. So guess what? My little tail was there. My early shift. Guess who walks in through the door? This guy. Guess who he walks in with? A girl. Yep. They sit down at the table. I go up to him to serve them. I look him dead in his face. He looks at me. He looks like he's stunned, right? He looks at me like he's stunned. But I don't say nothing. I'm like, what can I get you? What can I get you started with, huh? What would you like? And you're probably thinking, well, he could have just been with this girl. This could have been anyone. What if it was a sister? Bitch, they were holding hands. They were holding hands and shit. She's sitting here calling him baby, like, oh, I don't know what to get. What should I get, huh? And so while he's like looking at the menu and she's wondering what she should get, I'm looking at him and I remembered his order from the night before, so I like suggest his same order. But I don't say get the same thing you had last night. I said his order. I was like, I forgot what the fuck the order was because this was years ago. But like, let's pretend it was a fish sandwich. I was like, oh, do you want to get the fish sandwich with like extra fries? I said his exact order. He was just like, yeah, that'll be fine. I didn't say nothing. But that was real crazy to me. Also, just mind you, it's crazy on his part that he felt confident and comfortable enough that the night before that he was flirting with a waitress and asking for her number to bring his girl the next morning. That's diabolical. That is diabolical. Okay? That's crazy. But yeah, no, I would just mind my business if I was in your situation, unfortunately. Some men are. All right, next one. Here we go. Ooh, what would you do if you had been talking to a guy for 3 years on and off and never dated because you've suspected that he may be gay? I'm gonna cut you off right there. He probably is. All I know is walk like a duck, talk like a duck. Gotta be a duck. Oh my God, is there something in my eye? Okay, here we go. But you've suspected that he may be gay because he's always with his guy best friend that he spends the night with very often. Hold on. Because I'm going to say something real quick. And you can tell me if I'm wrong. Seriously, tell me if I'm wrong here. Spending the night with a guy, that's cool when you're like a teenager and stuff. Like, you're hanging out with your friend, you spend the night, like y'all are kids or whatever, right? A grown-ass man, mind you, his own place, finding comfort in another man's home regularly. Really think about that one. I would absolutely think that that's gay. Could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I absolutely would think something is going on, okay? But that's not all. She says that he spends the night with him very often, only hangs around females. This person said, I had made a joke about him and his guy best friend, quote unquote, doing it, and he said it wouldn't be the first time, and it definitely made me feel some type of way. I do like both genders, I just don't know how I feel about this. I don't think that this has anything to do with, like, you adding the part where you said, I do like both genders. I don't think that this is, like, coming off as, like, homophobic or anything. I think that it made you feel some type of way because you said you've been on and off with him and he's been spending the night regularly at this, like, other guy's place. You probably just think he was fucking this guy when he was talking to you, which is rightfully so. I would think that, too. Because the thing is, if me and you are a thing, we should be spending the night with each other. Why are you going and spending the night over there? Y'all could hang out, but there is no reason why where you sleep should not be split between us. Like, are you even sleeping at your place? Because you spend the night at my place, and then you go and spend it at his? It sounds like that's two relationships. That definitely sounds like there's something going on there. That's all I'm saying, God forbid they take, like, a fishing trip or something together. You don't even have to tell me. I bet you any amount of money that they've probably gone on a quote unquote boys trip real quick to a cabin in the mountains. Oh, hell no. I'll be damned. If I had this hunch that you had, like, he goes over there, spends the night often, and then they're suddenly like, yeah, we're going to take a boys trip to the mountains. And do what? Because there ain't shit to do up in the mountains except lick each other's bodies. Let's be real with each other now. Okay, y'all are gonna hike, and then what? You're in the middle of the middle of the wilderness. You can't do shit else once you get back to the house except look at each other. Ain't nothing but sexual tension there. Nothing but sexual tension. Absolutely not. Would not allow that. Brokeback Mountain. I'm serious. Have y'all seen the movie Brokeback Mountain? If you haven't, watch it. Watch it at least for educational purposes. Okay. It's a great movie, hands down. Like, truly, I recommend watching it. But for educational purposes, at least watch it, okay? Because it definitely will give you some insight into things to look out for, just in case that's happening behind your back, okay? All right. No, somebody asked, wait, y'all think it's gay if a dude hangs with females a lot? No, I don't think that part. I think that part is just her trying to, like, bulk up, like, her reasoning for this. In all honesty, I feel like her worries are warranted with just the first part of her saying that a grown-ass man is very often, in her words, very often, spending the night at another man's place. That's weird. Him having a lot of female friends, I don't think that that's gay. I really don't think so. I would say that most men that I know have like a lot of like friends that are women, to be honest. So I don't think anything of that part, but definitely the first part. You got me with that one. What would I do in the situation? I mean, like if you are fine with being friends with him, then it probably like doesn't even matter. You probably shouldn't even like think about it. But like if you're feeling some type of way because you still have interest in him, I just let it go. That is not your man. That is another man's man. All right, moving on. Said, my guy friends joke like that, but never actually touch each other. Do they spend the night with each other a lot? And are they grown-ass men? How much? How often do they joke like that? Because a little jokey joke here and there, that's fine. But not too much. Not too much now. My guy friends grab each other a lot, actually. You know what? That I'm gonna let you come to this conclusion on your own. Let's move on. This person says, I have an on and off sneaky link of 6 years. Damn. 6 years? That is not a sneaky link. Y'all are together. That's a relationship. That is a relationship, and you both have commitment issues. You have been dating. You are together. That is not sneaky. 6 years. You might as well get married. 6? And y'all can't leave each other alone? Baby, that's your soulmate. That's your one. That is 6 years. I can't imagine sleeping with the same person I slept with 6 years ago. The people I slept with 6 years ago would not do it today. So if 6 years later you're still doing that shit, that you need to go. That's your man. That is your man. But I've been in a relationship with someone else for almost 2 years. You know, maybe you got this flipped, because I would say your 2 years is probably the sneaky link. 6 years. You've been dating somebody for 2 years, and you've still been fucking with the same person you were fucking with 6 years ago? You know? Oh. That's not even the end of the submission, y'all. This person says, my boyfriend is the sweetest person ever. I believe it. Wow. Saying that in the same sentence is kind of crazy. But I just can't stop missing my sneaky link. Wow. 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 I see a future with both of them. Wow. Wow. It just keeps getting worse. Honestly, but I just feel so drawn still to my sneaky link. Wow. I don't know what to do or how to move on. Oh, wow. 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 You know. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now what to do. Because this is what Jezebel would do. First of all, that so sweet boyfriend that you have, you need to leave him. You need to break up with him. You know, what would Jezebel do in this situation? Jezebel wouldn't be in this situation. Let's just clarify that one real quick, all right? I don't normally like to take the moral high ground, but girl, get it the fuck together. Get it together. 6 years. And 4 years. And then you chose to dip into a 2-year-long relationship. Are you getting fucked at the same time by 2 different people? Please don't play with me right now. You fucking somebody consistently for 2 years. And going around and fucking another person for 2 years. How much do you need? That's just greedy. It's not like you cheated once or twice or even 3 times or even 4 or 5 or even 10, bitch. 2 years? That's just greedy. Oh my God. That's insane. Okay. Enough judgment. Listen, what would Jezebel do? Okay, boom. Jezebel would break up with the so sweet boyfriend that you mentioned, and I would never tell him this. Never tell him what you did to him, because you are not going to do shit but destroy that boy's trust. Not only in you, but possibly and most likely in every single woman for the rest of his life. 2 years together. Ooh. And the entire time, your entire relationship is built on a lie. You would do nothing but shatter that boy. So what I would say is find something to break up over. You grew apart. You just don't want to be with him anymore. Find something else to break up with him over, okay? And just let it be that. You want to pursue something else, whatever the fuck. You want to go to school. Make some shit the fuck up and leave that boy alone. And then go be with your man. 6 years? 6 years. I think you know who you're supposed to be with. Honestly. Someone said, tell him the truth. I don't think that it's worth it to tell him the truth. I think that telling him the truth is just going to turn him into like possibly a not good person. Y'all ever met somebody? Some of you could probably relate to this. Y'all ever been a lover boy or a lover girl or whatever the fuck, gotten into a relationship that you were really committed to, then found out that person like was fucking you over the whole time, and then you just turn into this demon of a person? You turn into what it was that you were worried about in the first place. Suddenly you start going around cheating on people. Suddenly you can't commit to somebody. No, that isn't going to do shit but tear this boy up. And we don't even need to get into the part where men don't really aren't very open about their mental health as is. So chances are he could turn into a bad person and then never seek help for it. Never connect the dots as to why he's that type of person. Don't ruin a kid's life. It's not worth it. I believe in telling people the truth to an extent. If it's going to help the person, then great. But if you telling that person the truth is only going to help you, it's not worth telling the truth. If the truth is going to hurt people more than it's going to help them, then the truth should not be told. You know, that's just how I feel personally. So I don't think that him knowing the truth is going to help him. I think it's going to hurt him a lot more. I say leave the guy. It's really going to hurt him and it's really going to suck, but it would hurt a whole lot worse if you told him what you were doing. And yeah, I guess go be with the guy that you've been wanting to be with for 6 years. That's crazy. That one was wild. Oh. Ooh. He needs the gym motivation. Oh my God. Here we go. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Okay. So I am 19 years old, male, and have been talking to a 40-year-old for the past year or so. You're a victim. You 40 years old. Damn. You don't sit back at any point and think, damn. Wow. He is really hot. Okay. And extremely rich. I guess that softens the blow a little bit. I don't know. I got a theory about rich people though. Okay, I'm gonna just say the theory real quick and then we'll move on from it. Y'all ever seen, okay, kind of like Epstein and shit. You know how they were fucking around with little kids? Well, I have this theory that ultra rich people, they get a lot of money and they're able to buy everything that they want in life, right? Well, then eventually, the whole saying where it's money can't buy happiness. So that's what they do. They buy all the stuff that they want to buy, but then eventually they buy everything and do everything that they could have done. And it's well, what the fuck do I do now? And then that's when they start dabbling in little kids. So conspiracy theory, having too much money leads to people touching kids. We need to cut people off. If you ever hear about a celebrity going to Panama or somebody that's rich that goes to Panama, if they go there very often, I want you to know they're touching little kids. That's all I'm saying. That's all. Do you know what the age of consent is in Panama? Why don't you look it up? I'll tell you something right now. Ooh, let me not say it too loud. Ooh, I'm just trying to be scared to say it. All I'm going to say is, I was around some people in Atlanta, okay? And But this is how I think it starts, is I think that they start just dabbling a little bit younger and a little bit younger and then a little bit younger. And that's what I think happens. They, these like 40-year-olds or 50-year-olds or whatever the fuck, they go to 30-year-olds, and then they go to 20-year-olds, and then they get into the teenagers. And then, I'm just saying. Anyway, let's get back into this person, though. So I'm a 19-year-old male and have been talking to a 40-year-old for the past year or so. He is really hot and extremely rich. The problem is he has a son the same age as me. Very expected. Very obviously expected. Even better. Not only are they the same age, but he's actually younger than him by a few months. Okay, so his son is younger than you. Interesting. I've hung out with him and his son at the same time. That's very odd. That's really weird. Very weird that he feels comfortable enough to bring you around his kid. And the son doesn't seem to care, which kind of weirds me out. It should, because you're not going to be around very long. If the son is not pissed off at the fact that you are around his dad, then I want you to know it's because he's brought 100 different versions of you around already. 100, probably more. Probably when you are not with said 40-year-old man, he's got 5 of you already over there just hanging out with him. I promise you that if his kid is showing absolutely nothing, because what's the whole trope? What's the whole thing that happens when like an older person dates a younger person? The kids always get mad. The kids always think, oh, you're disgusting. This is so weird. She's so close in age. He's so close in age. Like, this is very odd. I'm uncomfortable with this. So if the kid turns around, the kid's like, sure, cool, whatever. Do you know how many times this has had to happen? He's already past the anger. He's already accepted this is who his dad is. Oh my God. So you're not going to be around very long. So I don't know if you actually have feelings for this guy, or if you're just like enjoying like the rich life. If you're just enjoying this, I guess for the lore and just to like experience like whatever it is that the rich guy is offering you, whether it be like food, jewelry, trips, just being in a big fancy rich house, whatever it is, if you're just enjoying it, I guess, okay. Live it up. Because I remember being 18 years old and fucking with a rich guy that was 26 years old. And now that I'm like, now that I'm 24, I'm like, whoa, that is crazy. Because I see an 18-year-old and I'm like, they're 11. You can't convince me otherwise. That person is 11 years old and this is weird. Oh my God. I've had a kid try to come up to me and flirt with me, and I literally look at them. I'm like, you are way too young. And they're like, how old do you think I am? I'm literally like, you're just too young. And then they're like, I'm 18 or I'm 19. Hell nah, you look like a baby. That's so fucking weird. That's so weird. So weird. But so I get the idea of older rich guy. Like, I get it if you're just having fun, but literally don't like get caught up in your feelings with this guy, because you're not going to be around very long. He says, I like the guy a lot. All right. Wow. He's given me a lot of opportunities that I would have never been able to have on my own. Huh. Seems like he's, I don't know, manipulating you, offering things that you wouldn't have access to without him, making you become attached to him, you picking up what I'm putting down? Does that make sense to you? So you begin to develop these feelings for him, because it is weird to develop feelings for somebody who is more than 20 years older than you. That is weird, But if he puts all this ooh la la in front of you and does things for you and is like, oh, like I really care about you. He's manipulating you, okay? But, take the opportunities if you want. Have fun, I guess, but don't get caught up in the feelings, because you're not going to be around very long. And you could probably just ask his son that, and he would probably openly tell you. What's the next one? Ooh, this one is really, really long. So this one's going to take me a minute to read, actually. Ooh. But I'll do it if you guys want me to do it. Okay. This one's really long, but I want to do this one because this is definitely something that I know a lot of you have gone through. So that's why I have an interest in reading it, because I also feel like this guy needs like a huge slap in the face. So boom, let's do this. Here we go. So to preface for context, I'm a guy. I made the mistake of asking this girl out prematurely, and she essentially friend-zoned me and decided to keep me around. A few days after I apologized in person, told her I went about it the wrong way, told her I made a mistake and should have been more considerate of her feelings and done it differently, she accepted the apology and respected what I did. We still communicate and hang out as if I never asked her to be my girlfriend. She said that I'm not like other weirdo men out there and she's comfortable around me. We vibe over similar music taste, work out together, we eat dinner, and watch movies together almost every night. We live 20 minutes from each other. We talk about our personal struggles and what we want to accomplish in life. We've established that we trust each other and can talk about anything. For me, the attraction is still very much there, and I've been thinking about letting some more time pass and asking her out again, but in the right way, and not just jumping straight into a relationship. Asking her out on a proper date. She's talked about wanting to do things, just the two of us. We've even talked about traveling outside of the U.S. We've even talked about We've even talked about traveling outside of the country together when I do come back from my job training. She wrote my birthday down and the date I come back in her calendar, as they are very close to each other, the dates. She also talks to me about these two situationships she has going on and how they are both not ideal. One is dry and does not give her the quality time she wants, while the other is just too far away and works a lot, so they still cannot give her the quality time she wants, which makes it even more difficult with her when that seems to be her love language. I recognize I give off gay best friend vibes, so girls feel secure and safe around me, which is probably why she didn't instantly push me away after I asked her out prematurely. I also did apologize and own up to what I did, recognizing how stupid it was. All in all, with all of that being said, would you continue with how things are going and revisit the date option a little later, or would you thug it out and just let the feelings eventually fade since she friend-zoned me immediately already? Okay, so that was a lot to digest, guys. That was a lot to digest, all right? Let's pick this shit apart now. Short answer, you should cut that girl out of your life. Long answer. Short answer is if this was Jezebel would cut this person out of her life, okay? It sounds like this girl is keeping you at arm's distance. That's what it seems like. This sounds like yeah, I can't lie. It sounds like she's just keeping you at arm's distance. Like, you haven't said anything specific about her, like, talking to you in a way where she's like, oh, like, I have feelings for you or flirting with you. But it just sounds like she's gotten very deep and very close with you. And I guess that could be, like, construed as she just, like, really values you as a friend. But I think that the reason why I believe that it feels like she's keeping you at arm's distance is because you already made it clear to her in the very beginning that you have feelings for her. I don't think that it's easy for feelings like that to go away, especially when you continue to get to know somebody. If anything, I would think that those feelings deepen for said person. And so I feel like her involving you in such, like, intimate parts of her life and talking to you about things like, oh, traveling together, like, let's do this together, like, I don't know. That just, like, makes it feel like she's trying. And then her talking to you about her situationships to me and talking about how, like, oh, these guys just don't treat, like, they just don't treat me right. Like, to me, this is giving me the same energy that, like, a girl is going to go out there and, like, try all these guys and then keep you, like, stringing you along so that when she realizes, like, oh, these don't work out, like, she has something to fall back on. Like, she's got you. That's what it feels like to me, to be honest. Somebody said she ain't ready for commitment. She's making him wait it out. That's really what it feels like. Like, this situation, and this is not an uncommon thing. Like, the exact situation that you are saying, I promise you, so many people have been through. So many people have been through. This is extremely common. But yeah, it sounds like you're a really nice guy. just based off of what you're describing. I also don't think that you needed to apologize for asking her out. I mean, you did, and if that made you feel better, then okay, cool. But I just want you to know that I don't think you need to apologize for asking someone out. If you decide to ask someone out and they just tell you that they don't reciprocate those same feelings, or they're like, oh no, I'm not interested, you don't have to apologize. You don't have to do that. You don't have to feel bad about that. I also don't think that you should have like stuck around to develop a friendship with somebody, because it sounds like you gave yourself false hope as well when you already attempted to ask this person out and their response to you was just flat out no, not let's get to know each other better. It was no, I'm not interested. And it sounds like you continued to keep this person in your life in hopes that you'd be able to make your way out of the friend zone, which, by the way, 99% of the time does not happen. So you having hope and getting out of the friend zone, I'm just going to go ahead, and I know probably sucks to hear this, but I'm just going to crush that for you real quick and tell you that's not going to happen, because that is so extremely rare. And I can tell you for a fact that it's not going to happen because she's already in 2 other situationships while you are right there primed and ready. So she's ready to be in a relationship, but she's just not choosing you, because I'm sure that girl knows. She could tell you that I'm sure that even though you haven't revisited the idea of dating or asking her out again, I'm sure that you have put some sort of vibe out there that you would be ready for her if she just like all she has to do is say the word. Not saying that you've said that directly, but maybe by being there every time she needs a shoulder to lean on, or by taking, like you said, you guys go to dinner and everything. Like, this sounds like a whole fucking relationship. Like you go to see movies together, you go out to eat together. I hope you're not fucking paying. I hope you're not paying, you know, like, because if y'all are going as friends, then she better be picking up her half of the goddamn bill. That's all I know. That girl better not be using you. And don't allow yourself to don't sit here and give the response of, oh, it's just the gentleman thing to do. No, it's the gentleman thing to do when you're dating a girl. You do not have to pay for another woman if you are not dating that woman, okay? Now, if you pick up for your friend every now and then, like when I go out with my friends, sometimes I just pick up the bill. Sometimes they just pick up the bill. That's fine. But every single time, that's a relationship. That is weird. So I'm just going to let you know right now, this situation, you should just let it go. Just let it go and move on. That's not the girl for you. It sounds like she is just stringing you along, and I think that you've given yourself false hope. So just let it go and find somebody else, because I don't know how long ago, like the time in between, like when you first asked her out and now, I don't know what the time in between that is, but you could have been focusing your energy on another girl that's out there for you and ready to receive what seems to be nice man that you are, because it seems like you're ready for commitment. It seems like you're a good listening ear. It seems like you're ready to go on the movies, the dates, the whole nine. Like, it seems like you're ready for a relationship. Go focus your energy on another girl. Go focus your energy on another girl that wants to do those things with you, okay? That's what you should be doing. There's always someone that'll love you for you. Absolutely. Bro, do you know how many people are on this fucking planet and you have access to the internet? Trust me. You do not need that one person. The whole saying, there's plenty of fish like in the sea, has never been more true than now. So go ahead and let it go. Start rebuilding yourself. Okay, next one. Wow, we have so many left still. So many left. Wow, I picked a lot. Ooh, here we go. This is one. Hi, Jezebel. I recently found on my boyfriend's phone. Hold on. Oh, I recently found out my boyfriend is a fan of porn videos and watches them when I am not in the mood. I was just wondering, how do you feel about that subject? We have been together 4 years. I've explained time after time how I've felt about the subject, and it's not clicking for either of us. Okay. Watching porn while in a relationship. I think I've given my opinion on this before. My opinion on it is subjective to each and every relationship. That's what I believe. I don't think that it's necessarily wrong to watch porn. I don't think that it's necessarily weird to watch porn. The issue comes in if you've communicated to your partner how you feel. Like if you've told your partner, hey, I'm uncomfortable with you watching porn, and they say that they're going to stop doing it, and then they turn around and continue doing it. That's where I think the issue is. I don't necessarily think In my opinion, for me, I don't think that I would see an issue with the person that I'm dating watching porn unless it was like 24/7. If it's happening all the fucking time, like that's a problem. But, you know, if I don't know, I feel like a lot of people don't feel the same way about this. Like a lot of people like see porn as like a really, really, really bad thing. And I won't lie to you, as I've gotten older, you just kind of realize like porn really isn't what it's made up to be. It's really not that good, to be honest. It's nowhere near the same thing, you know? But like if it's once in a blue moon and he watched porn, I don't think that I would care. I actually don't think I'd care, to be honest. But in your situation, it sounds like you've communicated to your partner that it makes you really uncomfortable. And so if he's just like blatantly ignoring that, then that's a problem. Especially if you're saying that you've had this conversation multiple times. Like this isn't just a one-time thing. Like this is happening often. And it's happening often enough that you're like catching it like in his phone and stuff. Like how often is he watching porn? That's a problem. That is a problem. I will say that. So I don't know. My answer is it's subjective to each relationship is my opinion on the subject. But since you've already communicated to him multiple times, he's probably not going to stop. I won't lie to you. He's probably not going to stop. You have to understand, like, some people, you see this a lot with little kids, where it's kind of like empty threats almost, you know? When a little kid does something bad and you tell them, hey, I don't like that you do that. Don't do that. That makes me upset. And a kid turns around and goes, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I won't do it again. And you say, okay, thank you for apologizing. And thank you for saying you won't do it again. And then the kid turns around and does it again. And so you just go to them and you just say, hey, I didn't like that. That hurt my feelings. Like, don't do that again. That makes me uncomfortable when you do that. And the kid turns around and does what? He apologizes and says he won't do it again. Turn around, kid does it again. And it's because the kid has realized that he can keep doing whatever the fuck he wants to do as long as he just apologizes and says he won't do it again. So, you know, maybe there should be some repercussions for said actions. Somebody said he could be addicted. Absolutely. That is absolutely a possibility. Where in that point, you would have to ask him to seek therapy. And he would have to be willing to seek therapy for that. Porn gets really deep. It gets really deep, especially with the access that we have to it now. Bro, you can't even get away from it, even just like on social media. Like, it's like, there's porn even on fucking social media. You know, I got on my phone, I saw this like this yoga video recently where like this girl like made this like fucked up video about like another girl, and it was like this whole situation. And I couldn't remember like where I saw the video. And so I went to try and search the video up again. And so I went on Instagram and I typed in yoga. Why the fuck did only porn pop up? Porn. Matter of fact, I'm about to look it up. No, I'm not going to look it up again. I don't want to see more porn. Porn. That's all that was popping up. There was only like a few yoga videos in there. And even the yoga videos that popped up were like women sexualizing yoga. Like it wasn't a girl doing like yoga. So it was like a whole, you can't even get away from it just on social media, which is uncomfortable. But that's a whole other thing, y'all. Okay, here we go. Somebody said, so a few weeks ago, I was on vacation to Texas. I was gone for about a week, and while I was gone, my boyfriend cheated on me with his ex. I stayed with him to see if things would change, and since they haven't, my main question is, should I cheat back and do him worse? I leave for Florida in 5 days, and I'll be gone for 8. I know I could find someone there, but I don't know if I should. What's your opinion? I'll be honest with you, girl. When you go to Florida, he's probably going to fuck his ex again. So there is no, should I get my get back? Like there is no get back. You're going to leave for Florida and he's going to fuck his ex again. 8 days. They may even just stay together. Honestly, she might just come over and sleep in your bed. That's most likely what's going to happen. They're going to be up in that apartment playing house. That's what's going to happen. So if you want me to be honest with you, no. I don't think that you should go to Florida and cheat on him. What I think you should do is leave him. Leave him and go to Florida and fuck somebody. That's what I think you should do. Because here's the thing. I'm going to tell you why it's worse. If you go to Florida and cheat on him, you're going to be doing it behind his back. So he's not going to know that you're cheating, or you're going to come back and you're going to tell him, I cheated on you. You fucked another person just to get back at him. Like, don't do that. that probably isn't even gonna make him bat an eye. If anything, that's just gonna solidify it in his head. Wow, I should be with my fucking ex. So don't do that. That's not gonna make you look good or help the situation. But what will help the situation is leaving him in shambles, okay, and leaving him confused. So here's what you do: break up with the guy, but put no feeling in it, no feeling whatsoever. You could wait until the day before you leave for Florida. Be like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not doing this no more. Have your bags packed. Don't say nothing to him. Block him on everything, okay? Get on your flight. Go to Florida. Party it up, bitch. Post in the club. Post all the videos, all the pictures getting lit with all your friends, throwing ass the whole night. Like have somebody record you throwing ass in the club, dancing up on somebody, right? He's just going to be watching it unfold. Because the whole time he's sitting back like, damn, did I really just lose? Like, was that the girl I was supposed to be with? Like, fuck. Like, he's sitting here all confused and shit. He's going to be stalking you on social media because you got him blocked. He's going to be making separate accounts and shit. Like, I don't know what your name is, but let's just call you, like, I don't know, Amanda. Amanda, please respond to me. He's going to be in your emails and shit. Amanda, please don't do this. Where are you at right now? Who are you with? That's how you get your get back. You get your get back by leaving him and going and living your life. That's how you get your get back. Because one thing about somebody like that, don't nothing make them more angry than seeing that you don't need them and can do life without them. And you have fun doing it too. That's how you get your get back. You don't have to cheat to do it. Be single and do it. Trust me. That's how you do it. I done seen this so many times. I've literally seen this unfold before. So trust me. That's how you do it. Cheating wouldn't do nothing but make him like angry. Breaking up with him though and going and living your life, he's gonna be in shambles. Shambles, I tell you. Okay, here's one that's more serious. Okay, this person says, my boyfriend only likes being intimate only after he smokes. It's so frustrating. How do I change this? It sounds like your boyfriend has an erectile issue. I mean, like, if everything else in your relationship is perfectly fine, like, if he really only has sex with you when he smokes, did you ever think that maybe he smokes so that he can have sex with you? I don't mean that in like a, oh, you're unattractive way. No. I mean that in, some people have a lower libido. That's just what it is, I feel like having a lower libido is like accepted in women, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but anytime like you hear somebody talk about like a man having a lower libido, I feel like the tone that it's being said in is like such a bad thing. But I just think that some people have a higher libido and some people have a lower one, and that's just how it is. And the thing is about weed, I know that like from your standpoint, you might be feeling like, wow, like the only way he can like have sex with me is if he's high. But from his standpoint, the weed might actually just be helping him be able to pleasure you, to be honest. Because one of the like common effects from marijuana is, well, getting freaky. Like there's a lot of strains out there that are known to like turn you on. I mean, if I go to the dispensary, bro, there are literal like THC pills and strains and entire subsections in my dispensaries for sex. There are drinks for sex, teas for sex. There's even lube. There's even lube infused THC or THC infused lube. They've got tinctures to turn you on that are literally meant for turning you on. So maybe he's just using it kind of as like a Viagra, to be honest. That's what I would say. That's truly what I think. So I don't know, maybe have a sit down conversation with him. I don't know if you've talked to him about this before, but if I were you, if I were in your shoes, Jezebel would probably just have the sit down conversation of deciphering, because it seems like to me he's using it as like a Viagra, but you are receiving this information as he only wants to have sex with me when he's high. So sit down, tell him how you feel, and ask him like, does it just like help you? Because if that's the answer, then girl, you don't got nothing to worry about. You don't have anything to worry about. You're fine. You're fine. If anything, I would say that that's quite kind. That you said, my boyfriend only likes being intimate only after he smokes. To me, I see that as you might have a higher libido than him and he's attempting to keep up with you, which is a whole lot better probably than your partner looking at you and just saying flat out no. Because there was quite a few people who sent me submissions about having a way higher libido than their partner. way higher libido, and then they're sitting here like completely infuriated about the situation. Y'all gotta learn to talk to your partners. I feel like at the end of every time we do one of these episodes, at the end of it, what it really boils down to is y'all just have to like, y'all talk to y'all's partners. Like, y'all like not talk about how you're actually feeling, like have conversations like about your deep, intimate feelings. The whole point about being in a relationship is that you could say anything to this person. You could tell them exactly how you feel. Like if you feel something, like you should not feel uncomfortable bringing up any topic. You should be able to sit them down and say anything that's on your mind. Really, because if there is any sort of barrier between you guys, I mean, you're literally together 24/7. You've seen each other inside and out. You've seen each other at your lowest points, at your best points. There should be absolutely nothing hidden between you. You live together 24/7 seeing each other. How do you hide anything? That sounds so uncomfortable because you'd have to be hiding in your own home. The only way a relationship is going to work, y'all, especially a long-term one, that this is what they say when they say that like marriage takes like hard work. It's a choice every day. You cannot have that wall up. You have got to be completely 1,000,000% open. And that means saying things that you may think your partner might not want to hear. You know what I mean? Like if you're with somebody long term and you start feeling like you're not sexually attracted to them, or maybe if you're with your partner long term and you start finding yourself attracted to people outside the relationship, that's a conversation you sit down and you have. A lot of people are scared to sit down and say that because they're like, oh, well, it's just going to hurt my partner's feelings. But then that leads to them cheating. You can't hide that shit. You have got to sit down and talk about your feelings. Don't bottle shit up. I'm just going to be honest with you. That's really the only way that this shit works. Somebody said, people start their get ready with me in underwear. Please talk to your partners. Literally, just talk to them. So much stuff I feel like that's in my submissions would just be resolved that way if you just talk to each other. That's it. How long have we been on here? Oh my God. I'm literally like sweating right now. I know that these podcast like episodes get really juicy when I start like really working up a sweat over here. Let's see if we got one more here. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Ooh. I'm wondering if we should just end it on this like really crazy one. Because I remember, oh. Wow, there were so many in here. What the fuck? Oh my God. All right, I'm gonna do 2 more or maybe 3 more because I've got these few ones that I think I want to do. Let me start with this one. This one's pretty simple. What would you do if your man asked you to eat his ass after you mentioned you wanted yours ate? Personally, I would say no. But that's because I don't want to eat a man's ass. I would never eat a man's ass. I was about to say I don't think I would ever. I just want you to know there is no think. There is no thought. I would never eat a man's ass. I don't mean to disrespect men, right? But ew. I something about a man. He could be fresh out the shower. Like I'm talking about literally just stepped out the shower and I know he scrubbed every inch of himself. But something about man to me is just associated with like just a little bit of stank. Just a little bit of grossness. I don't know how to explain that. I really don't. Like I don't know. I really don't know how to explain that. It's just something about them that, like, even though I know you could smell good, you got all the cologne, you got great hygiene, you got everything down pat. A little tiny part of me, maybe it's got something to do with I don't know. Like, just think about men and think about the word gooch. Like, ugh, that's just why. I have no words. I have no words. I can't explain it. It's just something about men. I would not trust that men sweat a lot. Okay? That's one. That's another. That might be the reason right there. Men sweat a lot. Oh my God. Men are always so clammy. Holy shit. You know, you touch a woman's hand, most of the time you put your hand on a woman, like they'll be like cold or something, or their skin is just like soft or some shit. You touch a man, he's just like clammy. And so like imagine what his draws are like. Imagine between his ass cheeks. I just don't want to find out. I'll just be real with you. I just don't want to find out. I'm so sorry. I really am. Like, I believe you. Like, if you tell me, Jezebel, I'm clean, I swear to God, I shower and everything. I believe you, babe. But there's just something that I associate. So no, I personally, you know, this is kind of what kind of submission is this? Because this is a what would Jezebel do? Are you asking me if I would eat your man's ass? No, I wouldn't. But here's the thing. Are you asking me, is it weird that he brought it up? No, I think you opened the door. That's it. Because when it comes to eating butt, let's just be real with each other. That is something that you have to sit down and have the conversation about. You know, you don't just bring that up in the sheets. You don't just be having sex, then turn around and spread your cheeks and say, eat it. Like, you have to talk about that prior to it. Because, you know, maybe the person's like, ooh, can you, like, shower? Can you, like, hose out with the bidet real quick? Can you douche your ass real quick or something? You know, like, that's something you got to talk about. Like, shit comes out of there. It's not like pee-pee where you could just, like, rinse it real quick or, like, pat it dry, you know? Like, this is E. coli is in there, you know? So that's definitely something you have to sit down and have a conversation about. But I feel like you opened the door. I don't see anything wrong with that. You said you wanted it ate, so he probably thought, hey, you know, like, she's open to butt stuff. Like, maybe this is my chance to bring it up. I think he just took his shot. That's it. I think he took his opportunity because it was now or never, to be honest with you. Now or never. Because to me, I would say that this is the best way to have done it. Because here's the thing. You said you want your ass ate, right? He turns around. He's like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. Because in his head, he's like, fuck yeah. Like, I'm into that shit. Like, damn, I didn't know she'd be down for that, right? So he eats your ass. Then boom. After he eats yours, he's like, okay, your turn now. You eat mine. You sitting here like, whoa, what the fuck? Now you're getting judgmental. How are you going to get judgmental after he just did it for you? He loves you. He just ate it from the back. Seriously? You got to keep the same energy with him. Or worse, you're a polite person and you think, damn, well, he did it for me, so I guess I have to do it for him, even though you don't want to do it. And then all of a sudden you're back there eating ass and you're crying. He's like, are you crying? And now it's a weird situation. So, what would Jezebel do? Whatever you want to do, babe. Whatever you want to do. Okay. All right. This is the last one. This one's kind of crazy. This one's really crazy. And the last one was pretty crazy. This one's really crazy though. Somebody said, what would you do if you found out your boyfriend had been cheating on you with his foster mom by his foster sister, and when you asked how she knew, she said it was because of a threesome they had? First thing I would do is call the police. I don't know how old you are. I'm going to assume you're an adult. But if you found out this information, I would call the police. I don't even know if they're all of age. I don't even know if that's illegal, but I could tell you right now, I'd call the police just in case it's illegal. And then I would call every single foster agency and report them for that shit. Every single foster agency that there is. So that they could never foster another child again. Because what the fuck? What the fuck? Oh yeah. I just call the police on everybody. Because here's the thing. Cause a scene at the very least. Because even if you call the police and like nothing is technically illegal because everybody's of age and shit, even if that's what happens, cause a scene. Let the neighborhood see it so at least the word gets out about them. At least ruin their reputation so nobody wants to associate with them. You know what I mean? Like, we don't tear apart people's reputations enough anymore. Like, shit like that. Honestly, it's in my head because of Desperate Housewives. Like, I've been binge watching Desperate Housewives, and when I tell you that these women, a lot of these people, these families and these houses, like, their reputation means something. You know, they bought this house. They're here long term. So if you fuck up their reputation in the neighborhood, like, who are they going to associate with? Where can they go? What can they do? So I don't know. I say do it in front of everybody. Go knock on everybody's door real quick and then call the police. Ruin the reputation at least. That's just crazy. Wow. I've gotten a lot of submissions of people like asking me questions where they're like Jezebel, like, and it be shit that's like teetering on, like, if not literally illegal, it's like teetering on illegal shit like this. And I'm like, do y'all just, you're submitting to an anonymous submission box right now. Call the police. You want to submit something anonymously? Call the police and submit anonymously, because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Oh. Should we do another? One more. What should we do? Let's end tonight on a good note. With Easter coming up, I want to say I know what Easter is. It's got something to do with Christ. I don't know. I associate it with a giant bunny. That's what I know. Okay? And spending time with family. That's what I associate it with. But times like this, I'm a really big holiday person. I really am. And I think, I don't know, personally, anytime it's a holiday, I feel very happy. No matter what it is, what's going on in my life, that day at least I feel happy. I like to soak it up, spend time with people that I love and care about, and just kind of remind myself why it is that I'm here in the first place, which is just to live and enjoy and experience life. And I think that this submission is a good lesson to remember that we're all just kind of figuring everything out. This person asked me, how do you learn to accept that you did something, you messed up, and now you can't do anything about it because it already happened? Very cryptic. I don't know what it is that you did. I hope you did not commit capital murder or something like that. Any sort of homicide, manslaughter, premeditated. Hopefully it's nothing illegal. All jokes aside, everybody's gonna fuck up so bad in life. I'll just be the one to tell you right now. Every single person is going to fuck up so fucking bad. You are gonna fuck up so bad. If you haven't already, trust me, it's coming. The day is coming, in fact. The day is coming, and it's gonna suck so fucking bad. And you're probably gonna hurt yourself as well as like several other people, and possibly even people that you very much love and care about and never thought in a million years that you would hurt. You were gonna hurt somebody. You're gonna do some real fucked up shit, some shit that is so out of character for you that you'd never expect. But the thing is, we all do it. So you submitting, how do you learn to accept that you did something, you messed up, and basically how to move on from it? I would say that this is a first step. Admitting that you did do something wrong, because I feel like a lot of people, and you see this so fucking much on social media now. It's so toxic. A lot of people live with this whole, they live on this moral high horse where if somebody does like one bad thing, they turn around and rip this person to shreds. And they act as if basically in the way that they judge these people that they've never made a mistake in their life. And it won't even be anything that serious. Yeah, sure, it'll be something fucked up, but it's definitely not something to quite literally rip somebody's life apart about. You know what I mean? I think that you're already heading in the right direction, because the fact that you're asking like, all right, like, how do I accept this and how do I like move on from this? I would say that this is the first step, admitting that you did something wrong and learning from this experience. Now, I don't know if what you did that hurt people, I don't know if they know that you did it. Like, for example, I'll say if you cheated on somebody and they don't know that you did and you don't plan to tell them, then I would say think about that guilt that you have and think about how they would feel in this situation and understand that this is the reason to never do it again. Now, if you cheated on somebody and they did know that you did it, they found out that you hurt them, think about how they feel. Think about the repercussions of your actions and let that be your reasoning to never do it again. But we all fuck up. We all do stupid shit. We all do something bad at least once. And I'll be the first one to tell you that you are not a bad person. I believe we've talked about this before, but I would like to remind you that if you do some fucked up shit and you feel awful about it, I want you to know that you're not a bad person, especially if you feel awful about it. You're not a bad person. You just did a bad thing. And that's typically how it goes. Some people may think otherwise, you know, because like when you hurt somebody, I'm sure that you've been hurt by somebody, and that person that hurt you, you probably think, oh, I hate them, they're a terrible person. But the thing is, other people have this completely opposite perspective of them, where they are this picture perfect person and this is the best person they've ever met in their life, you know? But you have a completely different experience with them. We all have different experiences with different people. All we can do after doing something fucked up is just learn. That's it. Just learn from it and don't do it again. That's really what it is. Fucking up one time, fucking up a couple times, it happens. What makes you a bad person is if you purposefully continue to keep doing that. But it sounds like you're trying to learn from your mistakes, which is awesome. So learn from it, don't do it again, and just try to be a better person. Don't beat yourself up too much. I love you all so much. I really hope that you enjoy your weekend. It is a double whammy. What the fuck? I'm so excited. I'm literally so excited. These bunny ears, I plan to wear them all day Sunday. Do something that's going to make you happy this weekend. Get fried, wear bunny ears, hang out with friends, walk outside, lay on your couch, whatever it is you feel like doing. Do something for you and enjoy yourself. If you're spending it with friends and family, I hope that you enjoy your time. Or if you're just spending it solo, I hope that you also still enjoy your time. I hope that you guys had a great week. Sorry that I missed you last week. I missed you guys so fucking much, but I'm so glad that we were back. I really enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your night and sleep very well tonight and wake up feeling great, because tomorrow's going to be a great day as well as the rest of the weekend. I'm so excited. I love you all so much. Enjoy the rest of your time, the rest of your weekend. Yay, happy Easter, happy 420. Good night, everybody.